As independent musicians, we find ourselves trying to juggle our music career and our finances. So in this episode, I'm going to share 5 ways I think musicians are wasting their money. The very first one is an obsession with gear. Now, there comes a point where you realize that the gear is not the issue, but it's rather the skills you require to progress in the music industry. For example, when I started off, I had a basic MIDI keyboard, just the keyboard with no knobs, etc. And then when I started making more money, I moved over to what I currently have here, which is over here, right? So basically what I am saying, there comes a point where you realize, okay, the gear is not as important, but rather the skills required to improve my music production, in music production case. This also applies to live guitarists, for example. A vintage old school amp is very nice to have, but it's probably not necessary. And the gist of that is stop obsessing with gear and rather improve your skills, because the skills will always last, but the gear at the end of the day will most probably fail. So improve your skills instead of obsessing and spending money on gear. The next one is linked but plugins. So if you're a music producer, you know there are a lot of companies out there that are making amazing plugins. Don't take away from them. Companies such as Isotope, Nectar, Waves, there are a lot of them. And these companies primarily are targeting musicians to get the latest and the greatest plugins, but the same can be applied. There comes a point where Ozone 10 is good enough to get you the best version that you can currently do with the skills that you have. Getting the latest version, Ozone 12 for example, may not actually contribute overall to the quality of the music that you're making, but what you need to focus on is enhancing your skills. Rather spend money enhancing your skills in mixing and mastering in this case, and use that money that you generate rather to get the skills, because once you got those skills, you can start teaching people and make money. Alternatively, your music will step up and you will improve overall in your music endeavors. So focus on the skills rather than obsessing on plugins, for example. The very next one, this one drives me insane, spending too much money on music videos. Now, if you watch any of my previous videos regarding music videos, you know I'm not the biggest of fans, primarily because of how people are consuming music videos nowadays. Generally speaking, people want shorter form content, things such as Reels, TikToks, and Shorts on YouTube. These are short content, 30 seconds approximately, just to get the objective of the video across. So spending tens of thousands of rands or USD or whatever currency you use to make a classic music video, for example, is not the best way to be spending your money. Rather, instead of spending 10,000 or 20,000 rand on one music video, get a high quality camera, DSLR, or a high quality phone where you can get good quality short form video and make multiple of them. My major gripe is spending all this money on one music video where you could instead buy a better video equipment, learn how to use the equipment better, and make better content, which will eventually make you more money than that one video most of the time. But then again, you are a musician and it's up to you how you want to spend your money, but I highly suggest don't waste your money on music videos. But then again, if you're getting a music video made for free, then go ahead, use that method. But if you're the one putting up the money, don't waste on music videos. Number 4, excessive studio time. Now, there are people that will spend 12 to 14 hours, I'm in the studio, fam, when the reality is you probably need approximately an hour to record one song. Granted, if you're recording 12 songs, then you need 12 hours. But effectively, what you're trying to do in the studio is to record the best performance that you can make. And if you're paying for your studio time, or if you're spending time, because time is money, then you're wasting time by spending it all in the studio recording tracks. Effectively, your efficiency and your energy levels drop off the longer you do something. So try minimize the time you spend in the studio recording, primarily recording, and try convert that music into something that will generate money. Alternatively, if you do not own your own studio, I highly suggest to at least get a computer, an audio interface, a microphone, and a stand, and some good place to record. And this will save you money over the long run. I'm a strong believer that every independent musician today should have their own small recording setup so they can record on the whim. I know sometimes I like writing out how I do my songs, or sometimes I like freestyling them and getting the ideas as they're flowing, doing line by line, similar to how Lil Wayne used to record his songs. So this is up to you, but I highly suggest don't spend too much money on recording yourself. Rather spend money on getting the recording equipment and eliminate that cost once and for all. This is for musicians that will be in it for the long run. Last but not least, spending money on ineffective marketing strategies. Now, there are various ways you can go about marketing, and I highly suggest you eliminate or reduce the amount of money you are spending on paid ads, for example, and put more effort into developing systems that keep your audience, such as mailing lists, such as WhatsApp face groups, or SMS. Get their numbers and SMS them, because these methods, you own the audience and you can contact them to tell them when you're releasing. So instead of spending thousands and thousands on paid ads, focus more on getting your audience in some captured way in a mailing list or an SMS list or a WhatsApp group, where you can constantly tell them when you're releasing your latest and greatest content, instead of paying every time to get to your own audience, which you don't really own. So don't waste too much money there. Alternatively, don't forget to make content for your audience. There are multiple musicians making great content for you to copy. Not copy exactly, but get inspiration and to make your content to suit your audience and adjust accordingly. Those are 5 ways. If you want more, go to my website skillmusicsa.com and listen to the blog, or read the blog rather, and I actually detail what I detailed in this video. But then again, thanks.